Hi y'all, thank you for coming to my blog and watching my first blog post for this class. I really appreciate it. My name is Nadia Richardson. I'm currently a senior here at University of Houston, and I have my major is education, but I have like a concentration in English, and I'm getting certification in grades 4 through 8, but I hope to take the high school exam, and then eventually I could be able to teach at a high school level, and so that way I can get experiences from all levels. As I stated before, I have a concentration in English, but I prefer to teach reading over writing. But I'm currently in a writing class right now. And at first, I thought it would be great, and I still like it. But I just realized that reading is more of a big picture, like understanding like themes and topics and so, like more big picture stuff like figurative language, while writing is more meticulous. Like you focus on prepositional phrases and appositives and things of that nature, and you kind of forget that throughout the time that you're in college because it becomes natural to you that you don't think of the parts of speech, you just kind of know them. And so that's just been a little bit more difficult for me to teach it because it's like, oh crap, what is this again? I forgot it. But the school that I teach at is 93% Latino population, so most of the students there speak Spanish, and that's a pretty different experience that I've had with people who speak other languages, because in the classroom I feel like whenever you use both languages that they understand, it's helpful to the students, because whenever I watch the teacher that I'm like underneath, she uses both Spanish and English. Like she'll restate things in Spanish when they're not understanding it, and it's really helpful to them. But I'm not able to do that all the time because I'm not completely fluent in Spanish. I speak Spanish, but I speak conversational Spanish, so I don't have to know every single thing. And I have family that speaks Spanish. I have family that's completely fluent. For example, I have a 4-year-old cousin who is fluent in Spanish. He can talk your ear off all day. But then I have an aunt who learned Spanish when she was like 32, and so she's not having the same experience when learning Spanish because it's more difficult and it's not as natural to her. Whereas with my cousin, it's kind of like he learned it naturally and it wasn't too difficult for him, which is something that I wish I could experience. But I think that comes with age, which is something that influences language acquisition. But I think my experience learning Spanish has been great. I enjoy taking the classes and things like that, but I wish that I was more so in an environment where I could always speak Spanish all the time. Like if I was in an environment where Spanish was spoken more fluent, like consistently, I think I would know Spanish better. But I think it's hard to just learn it in the classroom and then not be around it outside of the classroom, because now I'm not really getting the full experience. But when I went to Columbia recently, I was able to practice more and hear it all the time. And it was really amazing. And I really appreciated that because I feel like it helped me and it forced me to use what I know. And I was never too embarrassed if I messed up, because the people there in Columbia, they would always like just correct it and say like, oh, did you mean this? And it would just be natural. While here, I kind of feel more self-conscious speaking Spanish. Like I feel like if I mess up, I'll probably get laughed at, which is why I prefer not to speak Spanish in front of people at all here, because it just makes me so self-conscious. Another language that I've been trying to learn as of recent is ASL, but I just decided to learn that like a month ago. So I learned the alphabet, but after that, I haven't really learned much. But I think it's due to like not really being persistent with trying to learn it, because I've just been very distracted. But I hope it's something that I can learn. My motivation for learning these things is because you get paid more when you know them, and then also because I would just like to be trilingual. Like I would like to be more diverse in the languages that I speak, other than being bound to only speaking English, because I know that as a teacher, if I know more languages, I'll be more able to help my students. But at the moment, I'm still just in the learning process for all the languages that I'm learning. I mean, with ASL, I'm currently like more far behind than I am in Spanish, where with a little bit more time and a little bit more practice, I could be fluent. So that's something that I hope to do very soon. I just want to say thank you again for coming to my blog and watching, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys later on this semester.